Hello. Welcome to another video from 10x Investor Education. So today video is about an IPO by name Sweetgreen. It is one of the fastest growing cult-like restaurant, an IPO that is coming to Robinhood. The price range is $23 to $25. I think tonight or tomorrow we will know exact price, but let us see if this can be a next Chipotle or Dutch Bros. So Dutch Bros Coffee, which is also cult-like coffee shop that went IPO just few months back, people pumped up the stock price and then it returned 110% in the first month of the IPO. So similarly, I think there is a huge following for Sweetgreen because it is following very similar model to Chipotle. Okay, so just give an example, Chipotle. If you have invested $22 IPO price in Chipotle few years back, now Chipotle trades at $1,800, which is close to, if you include every splits and dividends and everything, it's close to 50x. So you can build very, if you choose the right restaurant, if it grows and you grow with it, that could be a really long-term good investment. So this is very similar to Chipotle, and that is how they are attracting younger and millennial fast casual restaurant. And just like Chipotle, it's started with California, New York, DC, other prime locations, and they started with just one location just few years back. Now they have 140 locations. So thank you. Welcome to 10x Investor Education. I am not an investment advisor. This is not an investment advice to invest into this IPO. So I am certainly applying in Robinhood for this IPO. I'm not sure I'll get it. Multiple reasons. There are lots of IPOs in both TD Ameritrade, Robinhood. I pick very selectively based on long-term potential. This is not a company or an IPO that I will invest and take 10-20% profit after 30 days and leave. This is the one, something like this I want to go for long term, forget about quarter results and see what the management, what the founders can do. So in their S1 filings, this is what they said about Sweetgreens. Sweetgreens owns and operates a chain of 140 fast casual restaurants throughout the US, locally sourced ingredients to provide plant-forward menu including salads, warm bowls, plates and sides. Customers can order Sweetgreen in person or at their locations through company's app website. So the symbol will be, for IPO symbol will be SG. So this is actually found in 2007. So just to give you a short summary story, the founders, so two graduate students from Georgetown University, they were very sick of what they were eating in their cafes in college. Okay, their S1 filings, this is what Sweetgreen says. So stands among with major US quick service restaurant chain, its commitment to sourcing from farms following a regenerative practices. So they are trying to serve food from the scratch, and they actually have a contract with the good farms that supply food for them, and they know how they are farming their salads, their chicken and everything. And also their mission is to build healthier communities by connecting people to real food. That's what they, in their S1 filing, they say. And obviously food from scratch. So it is pretty expensive to start these restaurants, close to $1.2 million per new restaurant. And then the brand itself has been growing quite well recently. So coming back to financials, so they lost $87 million on a $243 million revenue for the first 9 months of this year, and they lost $100 million on a $160 million revenue last year. So which tells you they are reducing the losses, and at the same time they are actually growing their revenues at a rapid pace. This is what you expect to see in IPO, and this based on the way they are growing, I don't expect them to be profitable in the next couple of years. But as I said, this looks like a cult like a restaurant, and people who go to the restaurant, they really like the food, and there is a potential this IPO on IPO day and next couple of days can go up like crazy, like Dutch Brothers. Again, this is not an investment advice. I am not your financial advisor. Do not invest based on my advice. Please do your own research. And the one thing I want to mention about this Sweetgreen is, in general, restaurant business is a low margin. Okay, two things are there: the ingredients that comes to the restaurant to serve and the labor cost. So real estate cost can be fixed for long years, but the inflation they cannot control. But the labor cost, as you guys know, it has been growing up pretty fast last couple of years, especially because of COVID. So what they did was they actually acquired a robotic food company known as Spice recently, and they integrating into their restaurants. So if you think some of the foods, especially like pizza and salads, it's not difficult for robots to make, right? So once you put them in different jars and you program it so that you have to get enough food from each jar, warm it up and rotate it and add some sauce, put it in a bowl. That's all you need to do. So this Spice robotic company looks very interesting, and it will be interesting to see how much automation happens. Next 5 to 10 years, I think a lot of this restaurant, grocery chain, deliveries will be automated, because as the labor cost increases, this is how companies are investing. So let's look into Sweetgreen, their menu on their website, and also let's look into how the Spice robotic company makes salads for them. They are pretty much following Chipotle model, and their app is pretty responsive, and you can order the food from their app. So as you can see here, it is their bowls, cold bowls as well as warm bowls. So if you look at here, curry cauliflower. So if you look at overall, you will see chicken, tofu, lot of vegetables, and then lot of vegetables. So you only see white meat, right? Avocado, fish. Okay, so you will see either fish or chicken and vegetables. That is how most of their warm or cold bowls consist of. And then this is salads. These are warm bowls, and if this is how their menu looks: hot honey chicken. Okay, so coming back here, this is an opinion of how one of the main investor in Sweetgreens, this is how he likes the company, the product.
12 minutes worth of business on this Friday morning, and we are up, but not that much. Nice gain for the Dow, up 140. Most of that accounted for by Nike, which is a Dow stock that's doing very well. S&P, NASDAQ up slightly. Show me Wendy's, please. Home of the bacon jalapeno cheeseburger. They're testing a new plant-based burger in 3 U.S. cities starting Monday. This comes after Dunkin' took their Beyond Meat sandwich off the national menu. Wendy's down a tiny fraction. Have you ever heard of Sweetgreen? It's a quick-serve salad chain. They've got 122 locations all across America. They have filed to go public. Now, let's bring in Greg Smith, because he's been an investor in this company, Sweetgreen, back since 2018. First of all, tell me all about the company, and then you can tell me about the IPO. Has it got a cult following or something?
Hey, good morning, Stuart. Well, let's face it, you and I aren't getting any younger. And with the obesity prevalence rate in this country exceeding 42%, up from 30% back in the year 2000. You and I have to figure out how we're going to continue to fit in our skinny jeans. So along comes Sweetgreen. It was founded by three college classmates out of Georgetown back in 2007 when they opened up their first unit. And today they've really successfully developed a loyal, almost cult-like following of young Americans where they're focused on freshness and transparency, not only at the restaurant level, but also at the supply chain, and a real big focus on community. Historically, healthy fast food was really an oxymoron. It was almost an anathema. It didn't work. People wanted their burgers, their fries. They didn't want salads quickly. But what Sweetgreen has done is really changed all that. And anytime I see such a passionate, engaged consumer base, what that says to me is we're going to have a cult-like stock. Right? You look at Apple. Apple really was the first cult stock, and today others have followed. We have Peloton, we have Tesla, Chipotle. So I think Sweetgreen is going to follow in their shoes. They have a fabulous product. I just look at the credit card receipts of my two teenage kids, both a boy and a girl, and how much they charge at Sweetgreen, and it tells me it's going to be a winner.
Tell me, how much do they charge? I mean, I'm trying to get an idea of what's the size of the check is for each customer. I mean, is it mid-priced, or is it expensive, or is it real cheap? What is it?
Well, people are going to get out of there for under a $20 bill with a very healthy offering, right?
Whoa. That's for
One salad bowl, $20, and that is how people are paying. And people have money, they are ready to pay that much.
one salad, just under $20?
I said under. So obviously you can customize either your salad or bowl. I will leave the facts to the S1 filing, but I would guess their average spend is probably somewhere around the $15 or $14 mark. And as you said, they've got 122 units and they're growing rapidly. And they just produce a fabulous product. And I think as you look at their millennial customer base, these are people that are willing to pay a premium, knowing exactly where their food comes from. They talk about having 300 sustainable farmers feeding into their supply chain. So that, to me, it's a premium product. It's fresh and it's delicious, and people will pay for it.
So this is a kind of old video, but still you get the idea, a few months old. And at this time it was 120 restaurants. Now it's already 140 restaurants. And then that is how they are growing, and people are ready to pay $15 to $20 for the salad bowls. So this is the company they actually bought recently, and that clearly tells you making a salad bowls or warm bowls is not at all difficult with this robot. Let's look into how it operates.
At Splice, we set out to create a new style of restaurant. We wanted to bring amazing meals to people at a more affordable price point.
Each meal is made to order in 3 minutes or less, starting at $7.50.
When we were 4 MIT students, we couldn't really find a decent meal at an affordable price point. As robotics-obsessed engineers, we set out to create a new, efficient way of cooking food. From our humble starts in our fraternity basement, we developed a prototype that really sort of proved we could build something that can create delicious, high-quality meals.
Our woks cook by constantly tumbling your food, which provides a really nice and even sear. They're heated with induction, and we have temperature control to perfectly cook your meal every time.
When we had the robotics nailed down, we knew we needed some culinary excellence to really bring this restaurant concept to life.
I heard of Danielle, and I knew that he was one of the top chefs in the world, and I decided to try to guess his email address. A few weeks later, I got a response.
Receiving this note from Michael, I was curious. A robotic kitchen was something that puzzled me a little bit. I discovered that the robotic kitchen brings precision, consistency, taste, and also freshness to the preparation. Spice was created to be affordable, tasty, and nutritious.
So that is the idea, and that is what they bought. And I believe strongly Sweetgreen is going to automate all the restaurant with the Spice robotic kitchen. I hope you like the idea. I'm certainly going to invest in this IPO. Let me know what you think. Love to hear the feedback. Have a nice day.